Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of What the Fuck Is This? Normally this is going to be reviews reserved for videos that how messed up the League tutorial is and what the new big thing in the pros is and how you want to run it yourself. But this is a topic that I have grown very attached to in the last couple of, well, I guess the last couple of years now. So after making my Bronzecast episode, I noticed a trending topic in the Reddit. That was who's in and who's out of the new NALCS. I just wanted to take some time in this video series, again, to strike kind of an off note from my channel, to kind of cover and remember for those that didn't make it, and cover those that did, and look towards the future, do a little bit of speculation. So the teams that are out right now are Immortals, Envious, Dignitas, and Phoenix One. Teams that are in are CLG, TSM, Team Liquid, Echo Fox, a couple of Warriors owners from the Golden State Warriors, and Optic Gaming. So I do want to start, I guess, on the somber note. Swallow the pill hard and swallow it first. Immortals is out. This one kind of surprised me. They've been in the league for quite a while now, and they haven't put up terrible performances. They've always been competing. Their management doesn't seem like it lacks a lot. I genuinely do not know why Immortals is out. And again, I hope that this is false, but I can't confirm any of this because I'm just like you guys. I just read articles. I can't call up like Rick Scott and be like, hey, is Echo Fox in? Or whoever the heck the owner of Immortals is, and say, hey, are you guys out? I just can't do that. So we're going off of, again, what I can read, what you can read. You can fact check me all you want. But Immortals is disappointing. It's not what I expected, and I will be genuinely sad to see them leave the league. Team Envious, they're pretty new. They've been for about 2 splits. They made it to their playoffs, their first split in. It was kind of exciting. It was super fun. They just barely made the 6th seed and made their way in. After that, though, they tanked, and they tanked hard. Envious didn't really put up much of a performance. They haven't really been competing. I can't speak to their corporate structure. I'd imagine it's very well because they have a extensive organization into multiple other FPSs and other kind of games. But Envious didn't really perform. They didn't show that they could compete, and since they're a newer team, I feel like that was weighted much more heavily in the eyes of Riot. And again, it'll be kind of sad to see them go. Dignitas. Dignitas really surprises me. They've been there since the beginning. They haven't, in recent years, shown that they can compete. In previous years, not really much either. I'm sure they've put up decently well years, but they've never been top of the pack, and they've never the very top. That's, I guess, reserved for CLG, TSM, and Cloud9. But despite that, I feel like they could compete. I feel like their corporate structure was probably pretty well in line. I feel like what they lacked was sponsors, and I honestly feel like Dignitas was a money issue, and that is why they will no longer be in the league. And once again, it will be sad to see them go. Phoenix One, kind of another deal like Envious. They had just entered the league not that long ago. I can't remember exactly when, and maybe that makes me bad. I should have done a little research, but this is more of a reactive video. They are out, and I feel like, again, since they're a newer team to the league, it has to do with their performance. They haven't shown that they can compete at even a middle of the pack level for the time that they have been in the LCS, and I feel like that is what has barred them from remaining in the new LCS structure in NA. I guess that was really somber. Again, I will be sad to see them go. But the teams that are in, time to look to the future. And I guess before that, though, I really do want to apologize to any fan out there out of the 20 some odd, 10 some odd of you that are going to watch this that has lost a team. It's something that has never, in my opinion, ever like really genuinely happened in sports ever. There's no league that I can think of where a team just disappeared. I guess like the Houston Oilers, but they pretty much just became the Houston Texans. Teams move. St. Louis Rams are now the Los Angeles Rams, but there's no team that's ever just disappeared from a league. And that's something I don't think I can even comprehend happening. And it's really unfortunate that it did happen, and I want to understand, and I apologize, I guess, even though I had no part in removing your team from this league. I do apologize, because it has to be, in a first world kind of way, heartbreaking. So yeah, but I guess we do have to move on. We do have to move forward. There's a couple new teams. If you lost one, maybe you can pick it up. Maybe give some other teams a chance. And maybe this is just what does it for esports for you. I wouldn't blame you, honestly. But the teams that are in, CLG. CLG, again, one of the three that has all of the banner share in the stadium, I guess if you want to call it that. CLG TSMC9. Again, they've showed that they can compete. Their managerial structure seems really well set up. They've are in the scene forever. Hotshot sold it off. They're now with Madison Square Garden, who also has a history of sports. So I think that was actually a really solid move on their part to advance themselves in the application process. And I honestly feel that the Madison Square Garden ownership is what swayed it into the direction of being a part of the new NALCS. TSM, it kind of goes without saying. They've won the most splits. And despite lackluster performance internationally, they are NALCS. Like it or not. Like TSM or not. Like the org or not. They pretty much are the root of all of this. Again, it's kind of a no-brainer. It really, I don't think, shouldn't be when you're talking about teams that should be in, teams that should be out. Again, everything's really well set up for them, so it's not like they don't deserve this spot. But I don't think any team should have been a no-brainer. However, unfortunately, I feel like they were, just because of the numbers and viewership that they do bring to LCS. Moving on to Team Liquid. I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be honest, and I don't have to be remorseful to any fans that might have lost their team, because this team simply did not deserve to make it into the NALCS. They're underperforming consistently as of late. Again, not 100% sure on past performances, and that's years past. However, they've never made deep enough runs to be notable. They're in the Dignitas boat. They've been around a while. They've gotten pretty far. They have an academy team. And honestly, I think that's the difference between Dignitas and TL. Despite managerial problems from what appear to be, especially after this season, from the top, the very top of this org has management problems. just because they have money and an academy team, I guess that puts them in though. Uh, they have shown to me through their own press releases, an hour and a half video showing the inner workings of their team showed a mess. That's what they wanted to put to the public. That's what they wanted to show. And yes, no team's going to be perfect. No team's going to be, fantastic all the time. Especially living with each other, you're going to get irritated with each other. But the fact that you just display that to the world, I guess, yeah, it's intriguing as a fan of esports in general. However, not the best move, not the best PR move, and I feel like I, given that and recent performance, you see a trend in the management that you do not want to see in a new league. But that's my opinion, and you can take that for what it's worth. Moving on to Echo Fox. Echo Fox is a completely different story, again, on the underperforming side of things. However, their management structure is fine. Rick Fox cares very much about this game. He has new and innovative ideas that are constantly adapting my thinking of League of Legends. Every time that man does an interview that I watch, it changes my perspective on what League is and what League isn't. And his passion for this game is rival to my own. And that's really what gets me. That's really what I look for in a team. When I see Reggie from TSM, when I see Hotshot from CLG, when I see Rick Fox from Echo Fox, they all show the passion that rivals my own for this game. Just something that has been released for 7 years now. That speaks to me on a very deep level, and that maybe in itself doesn't deserve a spot on this new league, but it should mean something. And I feel like the way that he manages, again, doesn't show success, but it doesn't show disorientation and a mess. He's innovating. He's trying new things. Obviously, some of those things aren't going to work. But Echo Fox, I do believe, is a very strong choice for a new team in this new league. I guess they're not a new team, but a team in this new league. Warriors owners, I can't say much on that one. They own the Golden State Warriors. They've been at the top of basketball for a long time now. I mean, long is relative, but quite a while. They're pretty familiar with games, I guess. Basketball is a game. Yeah, I'm going to call it a game. It's not a sport, it's a game. They're pretty familiar with the games. They're pretty familiar with how to put an organization together around that game and make a very, very successful franchise. A solid choice, yes. An interesting choice, very much so. As I feel their esports knowledge is extremely limited. Again, their ability to adapt and create an organization around a team, extremely high. Their ability to market their brand and be successful in that way, also very good move on Riot's part. I'm excited to see what they come up with. But I guess the future will tell with the owners of the Golden State Warriors. Another new addition is going to be Optic Gaming. Optic's been around in the FPS world for a couple years now. You can tell just by visiting their website that they're pretty well put together corporately. They know how to market themselves, they know how to get sponsors, they know how to generate revenue, and as of this year, they won a world championship for Call of Duty. So they've shown that they can also create a competitive team. I feel like Optic Gaming brings what the Warriors don't in vast depths of knowledge in the esports community. And they also have some of the pairings, just like CLG, TSM, Echo Fox to an extent, at how to build a successful brand. And I feel like that's something Riot really values. And I again, I'm very excited to see what they have to bring to this league. But I guess that really ends it for me. That's what I know so far. Again, from reading articles, from doing whatever, and doing a little research on my own. Uh, Thank you for watching. If you watched the whole thing and you're intrigued and you want to know who the final 4 teams are, please leave a comment. If you didn't like or watch any of this, just feel free to hit that dislike. And yeah, if you like it a lot, check out some of my other stuff. It gets pretty weird, but it's usually worth it. And if you really like that, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'll be here for you. I'll be putting out new content. Whether you like it or not, I'm probably going to put up the final 4 teams that do make it into the new league. So, until my next video, have a good one.